Hey everyone, how are you doing? I hope that everybody's doing well. It's time for this month's Patreon Tarot Lottery, and I just want to say thank you to all my patrons and also the people who pledged $2 or $4 to enter this lottery. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you would like to enter the next tarot reading draw, please find the details in the description. So basically, what's happening now is I'm going to use the magic brush to find the one person who's going to be the recipient of a tarot reading this month. And I think I've already got it. And it's for Katya. Thank you very much, Katya. And let's get to your reading. But before we do, I just want to tell you that next month's tarot lottery is going to be for a palmistry reading, if you're open to that. And I'm going to announce this on my Patreon page as well. So what I would like to ask all my patrons who are pledging $2 or $4 is if they would like to take this opportunity to email me a scanned image or a high resolution photo of their palm so that we can do this next month. Alright, now let's get to Katya's reading. Now, this reading type that I chose for this month's reading is kind of similar to a New Year's reading, but I would rather call it a year starter reading because it's more focused on motivating you to achieve your goals and to see what kind of talents, what kind of skills you could be improving or acquiring this year. And it's also great to see if there are any obstacles that you need to tackle. And I'm using the Osho Zen Tarot deck for this reading. Okay. Now, what I would like to ask you, Katya, for now, is to slow down with me as I'm picking the cards slowly using the magic brush here. And to try and relax into the idea of you already having achieved your goals. And I know it's not easy, especially because most people tend to be very critical of themselves. And it's a more commonplace thing to be negative when thinking about the future and what we could do. But this time, we're going to be more focused on the opportunities. So the first card is going to be the greeting message from the tarot. And the next card is going to give us some insight on how you can get closer to achieving your goals. Okay. And the next card is going to specifically reveal the kind of actions that you should take. So this is a more practical sort of guidance for you. The next card is going to give us some insight on the energies that are already departing, the energies that are kind of fading away with last year. And the next one is going to represent the energies that are present right now and the energies that will define this year. Okay. And the next card is kind of a look into future opportunities that may present themselves. Obstacles. The next card, we have obstacles and also how you can handle them. This next card is going to speak to some of the new talents that you will be presenting this year. And finally, we have the parting message from your guides or from the tarot. And I know that this drawing, these pulling of the cards was kind of strange and chaotic, but that's just the way it is sometimes. It's not always neat and organized, but I don't think it takes away from the value of the reading. So basically we have these 9 different cards here, and I'm hoping that you will be able to see all of them. Alright. More or less. Yeah, okay. So let's start with the first row. interesting. So we have the first thing that really jumps out at me is that we have a lot of these dark, deep blue colors, very kind of cold, calm, and collected, and not a lot of fiery cards, only one here. So let's start with the message from the tarot. So the first message that's coming through is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is called the dream in this deck. And the Six of Cups represents a desire, an emotional need, and also its fulfillment. It's a minor arcana card, and it's one of the most positive cards in a cup suit. Cups represent emotions, and we have two cups right in the beginning. And so the Six of Cups speaks to a childlike innocence and the child's desire to find fulfillment, to be one with the world, to experience this oneness, this unity, and to have this this experience of being aligned with the universe. This is why many children have kind of a people-pleasing attitude. They just want to go along, and they really have a deep and very human desire to be accepted. And so the Six of Cups is about this desire manifesting, and you going deeper and getting more connected with this innocent and curious, and also very open and receptive side of yourself. Our next card is about how you can achieve your goals. And interestingly enough, we have the Seven of Cups here. So first we had the Six of Cups, and now we have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is a little more complicated and in many ways much less innocent than the Six of Cups. And it speaks to our mind's ability to create options, and our emotions and our heart's ability to choose the best option. In the Osho Zen Tarot deck, this card is called Projections. And so there's a kind of a dangerous side to this card, because you can get lost, like in a house of mirrors. You can get lost in an infinite number of options and different probabilities. And what this card is saying to me right now is that in order to achieve your goals, you need to consciously and deliberately broaden your perspective and think outside the box. It's important that you try things that are outside of your comfort zone. And it's important that you don't forget to stay flexible and to think without boundaries. And it's interesting because cups represent emotions. But this card, the Seven of Cups, has a very airy quality to it, with the difference that it's more of like a feeling of abundance, a feeling of an abundance of options, or the overwhelming feeling of having too many options. So your best choice is to think abundantly about your options. And now the definite action card as to what action you should be taking right now to get closer. It's very clear. We have the High Priestess here, which is called Inner Voice in this deck. And this is a major arcana card, so that's already telling me that this is a very important message that you need to really listen to. And what the High Priestess represents really is our connection to our subconscious mind. And when there are distractions, for example, the Seven of Cups can also represent a wide spectrum of distractions. If you have too many options, you get confused and distracted. And the High Priestess is this grounding energy that is connecting you with your core, where you can listen to your inner being, the cosmic knowledge speaking to you. And as to what action you need to take, the High Priestess is a very non-active, neutral card. And what it's saying is actually non-doing is the best way to do things. And that might sound kind of like a paradox, but if you think about Zen Buddhism or all these Eastern philosophies that are teaching you to stay silent and to focus inward and be less concerned with whatever is going on the outside world. So that's exactly what you need to do. Focus inward, meditate if you have a meditation practice. I find that watching ASMR videos is also a really good meditative experience sometimes. Or just listening to music or writing your dreams down, something along those lines. Something that really calms you down and brings you to that ground level. Now, we have basically past, present, and future here. And in the past, we have the card of the Master. And the Master card is an interesting card because it's an extra card in this deck. It doesn't exist in the traditional tarot. But what it represents is a powerful presence of a teacher, a master, or a spiritual guide. And in my opinion, it doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It can also be a school of thought, a belief system, tradition, but definitely a source of knowledge that is coming from the outside, that's coming from an outside source. So these energies are leaving you, and this card is telling me that you have been given a lot of information, a lot of knowledge about your situation. And in the present moment and this year, what we have here is the Two of Pentacles. And that's a minor arcana card. So there's a lot of temporariness here, a lot of insecurity, a lot of change, rapid changes. And the Two of Pentacles is basically telling me that what you need to do is you need to try and apply what you have learned on a day-to-day basis in a practical way. Pentacles represent the material plane of existence, the practical, the financial, everything that is physical and that's surrounding us. And the Two of Pentacles specifically is about being flexible and adapting to change. So it's really important that you use this knowledge, you use this wisdom that you have been channeled, and apply it in the most trivial situations even. And practice. This Two of Pentacles energy has a kind of a practice, a training quality to it. So it's kind of like you're using your life and whatever is going on in your life as a training ground for your mind and your spirit. So everything that's happening, even if it seems a little bit mundane or insignificant, can be turned into significant spiritual practice by using this wisdom. Now, as for future opportunities, we have the Hermit, which is another major arcana card. So you're in between two major life forces and life energies that are at play. And it's called aloneness here in this deck, but it's not exactly the same as loneliness. So there's no emotional attachment to it, or no emotionally charged meaning here. What it is about is it's about following your own intuition, your own guidance, and it's very similar to the High Priestess in that regard. And it's indicative of you turning away a little bit from society and following your own path in the future. Well, of course, assuming that you complete this training process. And so, what you have learned from the Master, you will be able not only to integrate, but also to teach to others. And you could teach by example. This card represents the obstacles and how you can solve them. And we have the World card here, which is another major arcana card. And it's called completion. in this deck. And what this card is saying to me is that the only thing that could stand in your way is a fear or a reluctance to surrender to life, a reluctance to immerse yourself in existence and to be one with it. But this is the kind of obstacle that is also a great opportunity. If you remember, the first message coming through with the Six of Cups was this childlike desire and readiness to become unified with the world. And the World card in this specific position represents the dissolving of the ego into the bigger context of life, of existence. And it represents a oneness, the oneness of your will with everything that surrounds you, seemingly, but is also within you. Now, in terms of talents, this is the only fiery card here, and this is the Page of Wands. In traditional tarot, it's called Playfulness in the Osho tarot deck. And what it means is that there's a really good chance that you will be able to try yourself in situations where you could be like an entertainer, or where you could participate in certain activities that require that you put yourself out there, that you express your energies more freely, more creatively. And I think it's an important message because all these other cards, they have such a gloomy, serious feel to them. And with the Page of Wands, you're reminded that it's important that you keep it lighthearted, that you keep your sense of humor with you, and that you share your light with others. And the parting message, we have the Page of Pentacles. And this is one of the most beautiful cards in this deck. And what it represents is the mindset and the attitude of someone who's discovering the world, the physical world. Again, we're talking about pentacles here. So this is in a way this card in a way is referring back to the Two of Pentacles here. The Page of Pentacles is a reminder that this should not be a daunting task. This should not be an incompletable challenge or just something meaningless that is happening to you. You're an active participant in this, and you are the person exploring. And I believe it's also a great reminder that miracles do happen, that life is mysterious, and we can never know what to expect. So just keep that in mind as you're embarking on this journey of deepening your spiritual understanding of the world. I wish you good luck, Katya. Thank you for watching, to you and everybody else. And I hope to see you in my next video.